Seiko Fukuoka is a Japanese paragliding pilot who travels across 4 continents on a mission to break world records. She lives in France and is a member of the French paragliding team. After 11 years since she moved to France from Japan, she lost her beloved husband last year in a paragliding accident. She was devastated by the loss and thought so many times of never flying again. She couldn't see the light at the end of a very, very dark tunnel. But one day she saw the light and emerged out of the tunnel, and she came back to the big skies. Let's follow her challenge to break world records in Brazil. The takeoff is in a town of Açu, located 270 kilometers southeast from Fortaleza. As soon as arriving in Brazil, the preparation immediately commences with checking flight instruments, coming up with flight strategies, and making weather analyses. In order to take off safely with 40 kilograms of flight equipment, some muscular training is a necessity too. The mornings on flying days start at 5 a.m. Seiko has flown all over the world, but she says Brazil is the only place where the day starts this early. She doesn't forget her squat routines for waking up as well. After breakfast, the team heads straight to the takeoff. In areas like this, where there are no mountains, takeoffs are usually done by towing.
We land around Quixadá. It should take you from Quixadá to here, it's about 4 hours.
To explain briefly, the best conditions for record-breaking purposes are those where there is 25 to 30 km per hour wind that comes from an optimal direction for the terrain there, where the atmospheric instability continues from morning until just before sunset, and where the cloud base is relatively high. But days where such conditions all line up are hard to come by. And not only that, your own conditions must also be optimal when the weather conditions line up. Here, there are days where actually flying is the only way to know the conditions. So, you might fly 300 kilometers and make a decision to land early, because it's not a day with record-breaking kind of conditions, and return to your hotel after 5 hours drive back on a retrieval van. This decision allows you to fly 460 kilometers the next day, but after such distance, it takes around 8 hours to drive back, so a flight next day becomes impossible. There are even days where the time you spend flying is longer than how long you spend sleeping in your own hotel bed. A day like this is far from being an optimal record-breaking day. Seiko's favorite thing about being on a quest for breaking world records is that every time she lands in different places, she has pleasant surprise encounters with the locals there and can experience firsthand the culture and the true spirit of the region. Of course, not everything is fun. Sometimes it's inevitable to land in places where there is no civilization nor any roads.
So, where we landed, look at this. It's a beautiful landing, huh?
Even encounters with non-humans are also amusing.
Is it good? What's on glider you love? Don't eat! Don't eat! Hey, 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 hey!
When the retrieval team finds you and you can finally safely relax your body in the back of the car, it's a feeling of immense gratitude. Tasting local cuisine with friends is also a time of ultimate happiness. At the end, Seiko remarked that, despite all that happened, the sky and all the people you meet along the way always give me a lot of energy and keep me attracted to the sport.
This is turtle one head.